Hello students, myself Pallavi Jaiswal. Here in this video, we will discuss the topic voltage and current at any point on a transmission line. As this is nothing but a transmission line, and if we want to calculate voltage and current at any point on a transmission line, then the equation derived in this particular topic, with the help of that expression, we can easily analyze the voltage and current at any point in the transmission line. Okay, for this particular derivation, we required our general equation of transmission line, and this particular equation is already derived in the previous video of mine. So you will go through that particular derivation, which is a general equation of transmission line, which is nothing but a V equals to Vs cos of hyperbolic P of x minus I of s z naught sine of hyperbolic Px, and second equation is I of equals to I of s cos of hyperbolic px minus Vs upon z naught sine of hyperbolic px. Here V or I is nothing but a voltage, and Vs and Is represent the voltage at the sending end, and P is nothing but a propagation constant because particular wave is traveling, and particular propagation constant denote the complex quantity, which is P is equals to alpha plus j beta. Alpha is nothing but an attenuation constant and beta is nothing but a phase constant, and this particular relation is derived with the help of propagation constant. So here P represents the propagation constant, and here Z naught is nothing but a characteristics impedance, and from this expression now we will find out our expression at the input end, because this is nothing but a sending end, this is nothing but a sending end, and this is nothing but a receiving end. So in the sending end, if we want in the sending end, if we say there is a, we need to find out the voltage and current equation, and from the above equation we find out that in order to calculate voltage we require the value of I of s, and in order to calculate current as well we require the value of I of s, and this particular value is determined only when we know the input impedance, which is Zs. So this particular is the disadvantage, because directly I of s value need to be calculated. So first of all we need to derive our expression I of s, and after getting the value of I of s, we put that particular in this general equation of the transmission line, and then we can find out our voltage and current equation. So in this equation, as we know that from the input side our voltage is Vs and current is I of s. Obviously the input impedance is Z of s, so we can write I of s as Vs upon Zf, because we know that voltage is nothing but a current into impedance or resistance. This is another impedance, so I of s equals to Vs upon Z of s. Now this particular expression, from this particular expression we know the Z of s is nothing but an input impedance, and input impedance of a transmission line is already derived in previous equation, and the value of input impedance Z of s is nothing but a Z naught Zr cos of hyperbolic PL plus Z naught sine of hyperbolic PL, and Z naught cos of hyperbolic PL plus uh, Z of R sine of hyperbolic PL. This particular expression denote that the input impedance of a transmission line. This is the standard input impedance transmission line at a length of L. If the transmission line length is L, then with the help of this input impedance we can derive this expression. So in place of Z of S, in this expression we write input impedance expression, and after writing this expression this denominator term is coming on to the numerator, and we get this expression I of s equals to Vs upon Z naught, and this particular equation, whatever be the value of I of s coming out from this expression, is putting on this particular expression of general transmission line equation, and after putting this expression we get V equals to V of s. Here in place of I of s we put this expression and after putting this particular expression is written here, and after putting this expression we get this expression, and after solving for denominator and numerator we get this expression. And moving on to the next page, after solving for common, v of s be taken as common, cos of p of x we take common here, and here also v as sine of hyperbolic px be taken here. And after taking common to both the side we get there is a formula cos a cos b, um, and sin a sin b. And as this is nothing but a zr component, this is also zr, we need to take out the common from zr and z0, and after taking the common from zr and z0 we get this expression. And we know that there is a formula which is given here, cos a minus b is nothing but a cos a cos b minus sin a sin b, and sin a minus b is nothing but a sin a cos b cos a sin b. Here there is a relation which is related to first, and there is a relation which is related to second, and replace this equation with this reduced formula. And after solving for this equation we get this expression. After putting after converting this expression in terms of cos and sine only, and we get this expression which is v equals to vs zr cos of hyperbolic pl minus p hyperbolic p of x plus vs z naught sine of hyperbolic pl minus p hyperbolic of px. Likewise here we have to take out the hyperbolic common from the above equation, and after taking common h from the hyperbolic from both the equation we get this equation. This is nothing but a voltage equation. Likewise we need to find out the current equation, and that current equation is no need to find out that directly, we have to write that equation, because in place of is again we put this expression, and on solving all this equation we get this expression which is I equals to vs upon z0 cos of hyperbolic p l minus x plus zr sine of hyperbolic p l minus x. The way is similar to the earlier voltage equation, hence this particular voltage and current equation is with the help of this particular two equation we can find out voltage and current at any point on the transmission line. This is nothing but a voltage and current equation. If we want to measure voltage, this is nothing but a x. This is x equals to 0, and overall length is x equals to l. If we want the voltage and current at this point, then we can easily find out from this particular relation. So this particular equation is voltage and current. Now moving on to the next, now we have to find out voltage and current equation when our transmission line terminating end is open circuit. That means if this is our transmission line and our terminating end is open, there is no load impedance is present here in the receiving end. So in that case our voltage and current equation and impedance having different formula. So as we know the input impedance formula of transmission line, which is z of s equals to z naught zr cos of hyperbolic pl plus z naught sine of hyperbolic pl upon z naught cos of hyperbolic pl plus zr sine of hyperbolic pl. When we divide numerator and denominator by zr, we get this equation, and this zr cancel out and we get z0 upon zr. And because when our transmission line end are open, then there is no current to flow. There is no current to flow, and in that case our load impedance is denoted by zr is infinite, and this particular condition is taken for the minimization purpose. As we here seen that we find out the relation z0 upon zr when we put z0 upon z0 upon infinite, and this particular value comes out 0, and we put this particular relation in the previous equation and we get the solution. And after solving for this equation we get particular equation as this particular equation. Then after solving we take out as z of s equals to zoc represent that the open circuit impedance, and which is coming out obviously cos of hyperbolic PL upon sine of hyperbolic is nothing but a cot of hyperbolic PL, and this is the expression for input impedance at open circuit Z naught cot of hyperbolic PL. Now we need to find out the voltage and current when our transmission line now we need to find out our voltage and current relation. And as you know that the voltage at the input side, the voltage at input side is nothing but a Z of S, and here output side which is Z of R. And here when there is a condition open circuit voltage is equals to the characteristic impedance, this particular condition is satisfied only when our transmission line is large. When our transmission line is large and our propagation constant value is also very large, in this case our this relation P of L tends to L itself, because in that case that particular expression is equivalent to 1, and hence ZOC is nothing but a Z of naught. The open circuit impedance is nothing but a characteristic impedance. Now we need to find out the voltage and current at open circuit. So we have this expression voltage and current equation at any point on transmission line, and now we take ZR as common, and we took Z naught upon ZR relation, and as we know that ZR is infinite in case of line when our transmission line is open circuit, and when we applying Z naught upon ZR equals to 0, we have this equation. In a similar way, this is nothing but a current equation of a transmission line, and after taking ZR as common we get this expression, and after solving for current, I equals to Vs equals to sine of hyperbolic P of L minus x upon Z naught of cos of hyperbolic P of L. After converting this we get this expression. This is nothing but a voltage equation, and this is nothing but a current equation in open circuit condition. Now moving on to the next, this is nothing but a voltage and current when line is short circuited at a far end. Now we will discuss this when our transmission line and receiving end is short. In that case our load impedance must be 0, and this particular condition we use in our input impedance expression as well as in voltage and current. Now this is our input impedance expression, which is Zs equals to Z naught Zr cos of hyperbolic PL plus Z naught sine of hyperbolic PL upon Z naught cos of hyperbolic PL plus Zr sine of hyperbolic PL. And this is nothing but a short circuit impedance because we consider for short circuit. So this is represented by Z of S of S, and this is nothing but after putting Z of R equals to 0, this becomes 0, and this becomes 0, and after solving this we get this, that is Z of S equals to Z naught tan of hyperbolic PL. Now we need to find out our voltage and current equation, and this particular condition is also same as open circuit condition when our transmission line is very large and losses are very high. In that case our input impedance, which is short circuited impedance, is nothing but a characteristic impedance. Now we would find out the voltage and current equation. This is nothing but a voltage equation of any transmission line. This is the equation. We put Zr equals to 0, and after putting Zr equals to 0 we get this expression, and likewise this is nothing but a current equation of a transmission line, and after putting Zr equals to 0 we get this expression. So in this way we solve for both voltage and current equation when open circuited and short circuited. Thank you.